there's two people in this crisis. There's the people who don't really believe how serious this virus is, or maybe they just like they see it as like, you know, how do I frame it? You know, it's a serious thing, but we'll move on. We'll
Yeah.
get through this. And I don't think those people are wrong. You know, a large majority of the nation will survive this. Um, and then the opposite side of that are those who, you know, we want to follow the orders of the CDC. We want to follow what Anthony Fauci says. Stay inside, and uh, as best as we can, limit the deaths in America. Um, both sides, I don't think, are wrong. I think both sides have a point to what they're saying, but it's the hostility and it's the anger. We're all so angry,
Hmm.
but this is a crisis where we should unite as one and not be so negative about it.
Uh, it's unfortunate that we really have not been able to do that. And maybe it's a also from a lack of strong leadership on both sides. I haven't really seen anybody who's really called for people to be united, except for like, I mean, Andrew Cuomo is like the closest thing to a guy who's like trying to step up, which is really funny coming from New York because nobody in New York has ever liked Andrew Cuomo. We all think he's like a egotistical jerk. Um, so it's funny that now like he's like the big player in the Democratic Party. But like I haven't heard Joe Biden speak in like months. I can't stand anything I hear from the president right now. It's like we need people to bring us forward and lead us. Where's our FDR? Where's our Churchill? Where's
That's what I find very interesting because we have a presidential election going on. Granted, it's kind of it's very different now than what a normal election is, but it's troubling that again we're in this situation where we have two people who are both morally and in this case mentally unstable, and it makes me question whether or not we should even have this sort of election. Like, why are we having another, two evils again? Same as we had in 2016.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the process has to continue. It sucks. I'm like the world's biggest Andrew Yang fan,
Yeah,
and like I cannot express how much I wish we had like nominated him because like they're basically trying to do like the freedom dividend right now. My dad just got the PPP loan, the small business thing. I like imagine what like a force he would have been. I'm not particularly energized by either candidate currently. Uh,
part of me feels like there should be a re-election. Because I feel like people's values have shifted pretty drastically since this has happened.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's still November is still a long way away. I don't love. I mean, I don't get to vote in the primary now. They canceled the New York primary,
They can't.
which yeah, they canceled it. I think it might arguably be an unconstitutional move, although the Constitution doesn't technically say anything about primaries, just the general. But like I was going to vote by absentee ballot anyway because I live in Boston, so I don't see why you couldn't just do that on a mass scale. Um,
Yeah, I see it. I don't really trust the government to do the right thing in that situation. I don't think that they would be honest with who they vote for, or who. I don't think they would count the votes very ethically.
I don't know.
But
That's tough.
but I think the thing that I'm really upset about in this election is that we're back to, you know, on one side we have Trump, and he's probably the most unpopular president since Nixon. I don't think that's a hot take. And on
Yeah.
the other side we have this person who's accused of sexual assault. He doesn't look mentally competent, and where's he been in this in this pandemic? He hasn't been anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I've been saying for a while that Joe Biden's campaign strategy should be to just like remain as much out of the spotlight as possible. But that was before like as much as that's still probably the optimal campaign strategy for him, just because he just I mean, you're right. He's not all there. I think maybe it's a little exaggerated, just based off watching him in debates and stuff. But he definitely does not like, his good days are few and his bad days are many. So, what we really need or what the Democrats really need is a candidate who steps up right now. Which is why my big crazy theory is that Cuomo is going to roll up to the convention and say, "All right, I'm going to do this for the good of the nation," and then he's going to throw his hat into the ring and win the presidency.
I mean, that would be insane.
I think it could happen. It's not unheard of to just nominate candidates from the floor, just to draft people after the primaries. It just hasn't happened in a long time, but neither has a pandemic like this.